dedication type thing. It's just to show the statue and kind of give a little history of how it started, and then a couple other facts, and then that will be the end. And so it's not a very long process, but the time comes when I'll take the string off and let Brother George pull the, he's already seen it, I don't know if he remembers, but he's seen it. Brother George is, so very good-natured. He doesn't, if you're talking with him, he doesn't hear hardly at all anymore. So if he just smiles back at you, it's not that he doesn't want to acknowledge you, he just can't do that. And so I'd like to just start out with just a short little bit about how this started, and then how the process happened, and then I will read some things, and then we'll have a little prayer and unveiling. Some years ago, I don't know how many now, my brother Dave said to me, this was before this building was being planned, this was some years before, he said, there's a lot of places that have statues of people from their history, and he's the one that suggested that it might be good to have a statue of Brother George, who everybody that's gone through here or knows him has shaken Brother George's hand. So he said that would be a good idea. Well, at the time, I had a lot of other good ideas too. And I just kind of put it in the back of my mind until this came up, and then it was brought up again. And so we decided that we'd probably pursue it, and we did do that. And so it's taken about, this started last April or so, something like that, is when the whole process started. And friends got involved. There's 3 couples that got very involved with this. Frank and Fran Zeller, John and Karen Duncan, and Gary and Lana Peterlin. And they kind of took it under their wing to raise the funds for this from the friends of Brother George. So without them, that would not have happened. So it's been a whole process. I'll talk more about the artist and how all that happened in just a moment. But August 27th, 1921, seems like a long time ago.
It is.
It is. 97 years ago, to be exact. On that date, someone near and dear to us was born, and he's still with us. Thanks be to God. Brother George was born in Chicago, and 23 years later, he professed vows as a monk of St. Bede Abbey on May 17, 1944. So he just celebrated 74 years as a monk. And if he keeps going like this now, we hope he'll be around to celebrate his 75th this coming year. For 74 years, and I can speak from my own experience, this is my 50th anniversary from graduation this year, and Brother George was shaking my hand 50 years ago when he was a lot younger. So for 74 years, he's been the spirit of St. Bede and St. Bede's goodwill ambassador. He's probably shaken more hands than Queen Elizabeth, I would. He has made every individual feel special, loved, and a part of St. Bede Academy. The days are over of him making cookies for the students, but he used to do that and stick them in their lockers and little bags and stuff. And everybody knew Brother George. And until recently, before this addition was built, every morning and every afternoon he would be right at the front door, shaking everybody's hands, coming in and going out. So unfortunately, the students now don't see him as often, perhaps, because he's doing it as much at the front door as he was. The life-size bronze statue that you're going to see in a moment of Brother George, with the right hand extended, not in asking for something, but in shaking, is a reminder of Brother George and the Benedictine hospitality he offers to all, and of our call to be those kind of people as well, to be hospitable to our brothers and sisters. Larry Johnson from the class of '69 was with us, and I'll have him come up in a moment. I'd like him to be up there when the unveiling takes place. Was commissioned to do this. And how this started, I obviously have never been involved in getting a statue before, and I didn't know anything about the process. And Larry, which I'll tell you a little more history about him, but he's involved in that, and I called him or Facebooked him or something, and just asked some questions, because I didn't know if it was $1 million. I mean, I didn't know what we were getting into, so I didn't want to go bite off something I couldn't chew. So and then Larry gave me all the information, and he offered, he said, I have just done a statue for similar size statue. I'd be willing, if you would like me to be involved in this. Well, thank God he was, and it all worked out. So, as I said, he's the class of '69. Larry grew up in Ladd, Illinois, like I did. He's actually, my mother and his mother are first cousins. This is no family. I mean, I didn't get it. He credits his parents with instilling an appreciation for nature, simple beauty, and music. He attended St. Bede, and where he's developed. Before we unveil this, we're going to have a little prayer, just a short prayer, and then I'd ask Larry to unveil it, and we'll have Brother George near this when it happens. Okay. One thing, lest I forget at the end, everybody starts dispersing. Once this is actual over, I made 100 or so copies, and they're going to be given out of this little part here. But on the back is a list of all the donors, and I would like you to see how many people were involved in donating to this, which we're very grateful for. And I've also been told that those of you remember Brother George giving out cookies. There's a couple hundred cookies around that they're going to be passing around. So if anybody wants those as well. So let us now pray, and then we'll actually have the ceremony that we came for. Lord, we come with joy to celebrate this gathering of alumni and friends on homecoming weekend. May this statue remind us of Brother George's example of Benedictine hospitality and our call to be hospitable to all of our sisters and brothers. We ask this as we ask all things through Christ our Lord. Amen. And one thing I did forget still too is I don't know if those of you have seen them, but there's a lot of the students bought them these I Love Brother George t-shirts. This is for Larry, and I have one coming for his wife as well. So it's been part of this whole process. So, the last thing I like to talk, when I got involved, I had no idea what goes into a project like this. You know, they don't just make a model and pour the bronze in it. It's very involved. And so, a round of applause before you.
Sure. First of all, thank you, Father Ronald, for the opportunity to deliver the statue, which was really a great opportunity for me. Having been a '69 grad, actually my brother Jerry was 70, and my grandfather Louis DeFilippi graduated in 1907 here. So we have some longevity here. Okay. Take it off.
As I said, there'll be some papers passed out and cookies. I thank you all. You probably want to come up and look closer and congratulate Brother George. That's fine. I think he's still up for that this morning, and I'll get this out of the way. I thank you all for coming, and thanks for all your support. Thank you.